Welcome back to MDL Crochet. Today's stitch is the top loop stitch. Now with this stitch it is a little bit different. It is an offset stitch. So if you haven't seen how to do an offset, which is the full stitch, I will put a link to it. And it'd be advised that you go ahead and watch it so you understand what we're doing with this stitch. Now I am going to bring out an extra clip. We're going to go ahead and chain a chain of 15. This stitch can be done in any chain order. I'm just doing 15. So if you want to do it longer, you can. There is no order that it needs to be done in. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 15. Okay, I have my chain of 15. If you can go ahead and like and subscribe to these videos and leave me a comment, it'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll chit chat with you if you want to comment and you want to talk. We can talk anything, yarn, crochet, anything. History, Star Trek, you name it. But with Tunisian, we always work in the back. And you go from the second chain from your looped hook. So that's the first, there's the second, flip it over, and you're looking for the little bumps in the back. And you'll see the little bumps because they'll look down the middle, and that's where you're going to pull up your loops on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my 15 on here. Alright, I have my 15. What we're going to end up doing here is you're going to do a normal return pass. So with a normal return pass, you're going to, since you already pulled up the loop, then you're going to go ahead and chain one and then pull through two. And do that all the way down to the end. Go ahead and pull through two. Alright, so we're finishing up here. And we have our foundation row done. Now, with this stitch, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up coming in between these vertical bars. We're not going to go through them, but you see these little chains on top, that's where we're going on each and every one of these. And we need to pull up 15 loops. So let's go ahead, and what I like to do, because I know this is the row that I am going through, the very first one, because like I said, every row has to offset. It's a two row repeat. So let's go ahead and go into that first chain right here. Pull up a loop. That's two. Go to the next one. There goes three. Keep on going down. There's four. There's five. Goes six. There goes seven. 8. 9. 10. Goes 11. Oh, come on. There goes 12. 13. All right, we're at 14 right here, and we still have a gap to go. Since we're already at our 14, we're just going to not do this one, because that's where we would go, right there. So instead, we're just going to fold our work down to the row we close it off, bend in, and get that last loop. And we're there, and you're going to pull up a loop, and it's a normal return pass. Chain one, chain one, and pull through two, and do that all the way down to the end. Okay, just about there. All right. So since we know we went to the very first one this time on the last row, now we're going to skip it. We're not going to do this. We're going to go here. So you're going to skip over and do that chain and pull up 15. We'll pull up 14. 1. Now we're at 2. So and there goes 3, 4, goes 5, 6, goes 7, goes 8, 9, there goes 10, there goes 11, there goes 12, 13. So we're going to go into this top chain of this last one. That gives us a 14. There's our 14. Now go ahead and bend down to the row you just closed off and fold over and do like we normally would do a normal return pass to start it. Pull up your loop. Now we're at 15. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now we do a normal standard return pass. We pulled up a loop, so now we chain 1. And then we pull through 2. And we're there. So let's go ahead and move our clip up 1. Because now we have to go into the very first again. And this just helped me keep it straight. Otherwise, if you don't offset these, you're going to end up with a product that's either leaning this way or that way, depending on how you did it. It'll lean, and it's not pretty. Trust me, not pretty at all. So we're going to go into this first chain and pull up our loop. So we're going to pull up 14 again. 2, there goes 3, there goes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And because we went into the first one, we know that that last gap is free. We don't put one in there. So go ahead and bring down your work down to the row you just closed and fold over, and bingo. Pull through, pull up a loop, chain 1, and a standard return pass, which is always pull through 2. Okay, so we didn't go in the first one. We went in the first one, sorry. Now we skip the first one and we go to the second one. And we put in 1 and pull up a loop and go to the next one, pull up another loop until we have our 14 on here. 3. My goodness, it keeps slipping. 4, 5, 6, 7. There goes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now we're at 4. We need 14, so we need to go in that top loop right there. You can see the chain. It's the very top of the chain, because you have that there makes your edge, and that's your chain going into the row. So let's go ahead and put it in there. Pull up your loop, and now fold your work down to the row you just closed off, and you should be able to find that last loop and go right on in. Pull up a loop. Standard return pass. Just chain 1 and then pull through 2. Alright. Now we'll move up our marker. That's telling me I need to go in the very first one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in the very first chain. And then pull up a loop. And then do that all the way down again. So you have 14, or whatever your magic number is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we're at 14. Shouldn't be at 14. Let's do a count. Oh yeah, we are. I got confused. I forgot what row we were on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So drop your hook down, even with your work. Fold it in, and it's going to go right where it needs to go. Bingo. Pull up a loop. Now you're at 15. So go ahead and chain 1. And then do a standard return pass, which is pull through 2. And we'll do one more row together. Okay, which is our offset row. So we'll skip the first one, go into the second one. Pull up a loop. And you pull up your loops all the way down till you have 14, 3, plus 4, there goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, And that goes 11, 12, 13, and here's 14. So we drop down, fold our work, and you get right into where you need to be. Pull up a loop, chain 1, do a standard return pass, which is pull through 2. Alrighty, we're almost there. And I can show you how to do the close off here. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. The best way to do a close off on this is just do the simple stitch close off where you pull up a loop, go in the front bar, pull up a loop, and just slip all the way through. And you do that all the way down. That's the best way to do a close off for this stitch. If you need to know, keep watching the stitch. That's fine. I totally understand because it's the offsets are what is going to throw people off. Because if you don't put your offset in the right spot, or you don't do the offset, you're going to end up with a wonky piece of work, and it's going to lean, or it's going to do this. These edges will clean up when you put more weight onto them. The biggest mistake people make with this stitch is the offset. Now, if you go in the first loop, you do not go in the last loop. You go ahead and do your bottom loop and go and then start your return pass. But if you go in the second loop, let me rephrase that. If you go in the first loop, you don't go in the last loop, but you go in the bottom. If you don't go in the first loop, you go in the last loop. My husband, because he's doing the full stitch, he put a blue marker in there, and it's for like, what did he call it? Blue for go. Pretty much the go is to go into the last loop. So he figured that out without my help. But he understands the full stitch now. If you don't understand the full stitch, this stitch is going to drive you crazy, just because of the simple fact that it does the offsets. And if you don't understand the offsets, then you're not going to understand this stitch. You need to understand. Ooh, that was a very loose beginning. Ignore that. You don't understand the offsets from the full stitch, you're not going to understand this stitch. And that is simply because you need to learn to know the offsets in order to be able to do these stitches, the full stitch and the top stitch. Because without doing without doing the offsets, you're going to end up with a wonky piece of work. Very wonky. It'll shift. It'll be weird. But anyway, that is the top stitch. And you can see it's similar to, it looks like the simple stitch. Just that what I call railroad tracks are more pronounced than the simple stitch. And it has give, good amount of give both ways. And it's a nice stitch. I just don't like the offset stitches. I really don't. Because there's a lot that can go wrong with that offsets. But anyway, if you can give me a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, keep stitching.